You can't make everyone happy, because there's people out in the world who just want to poo-poo on anything. Screw them. Anyway. Hey, it's Ghost. About to do a little ride into work this morning with a new stator in the bike. Been down since SMORTCon, but it's okay. I've got the Smort stickers ready to go. Oh, a nice cool morning. I like this. So after I replaced my stator, I'm always like a little paranoid about doing some bigger projects like that myself, especially if it's my first time doing it, which it was. I'm always afraid, like, okay, I didn't put something back right, something's going to be loose. And so after I got the stator in and I buttoned it up, I put oil back in, let it sit overnight. Didn't see any oil coming out, so I was like, yay. And then I did a little shakedown run, and for about 20 minutes, just kind of around the neighborhood. Seemed to do okay, responded just fine. Even turned the bike off and back on once. So now we're off to work. I've certainly been trying to do more work on the bike myself. Sometimes on a motorcycle. Not always, but sometimes. It's easier than doing a comparable repair on a car because there's just less stuff in the way. You can get to stuff a little bit easier. Although motorcycle has its own intricacies that can cause challenges, but when I got this bike, part of the deal to myself, so that it would not be a financial burden, was to work on it. And I had just not done a lot as far as car maintenance in the past growing up. It just, it wasn't taught to me. Trying to be nice. Let him out. Motorcyclists need things done to give them a good reputation. Although all the cars behind me were probably like, just go, he's not going. Blah, blah, blah. You can't make everyone happy, because there's people out in the world who just want to poo-poo on anything. Screw them. Anyway, working on the stator, I, of course, like everyone else, any other good DIYer, go to YouTube, see what's out there. Provided a good baseline and a visual for what to do. Also, the service manual, which even provided a certain order that you tighten the stator bolts to for the cover. When you put the cover back on, you do it in a certain order. So I'm glad I was able to do this repair on my bike. It's something that could have been a lot bigger deal. I mean, when your bike just doesn't want to turn on, that's no fun. And of course it would happen on SMORTCon, the thing we'd been planning for months. So I will say, if you ever have to do a stator change on your motorcycle, you can do it yourself. I'm sure it's different on every bike, so obviously see if you can find your model or a similar model, same make, because visually seeing the step-by-step processes did help tremendously in kind of just understanding what went where, what to expect, things of that nature. One of the hardest parts that I had in the stator change was unclipping the power harness to the bike, because it was kind of tucked up in under the bike and I couldn't see it too clearly. It's inside the frame, but I'm like, it's just a basic clip. I gotta lift up on this tab, right? No, don't lift up on it. I press down on it. Nope, that doesn't work. and I just could not figure it out. I finally got out the new stator and looked at the clip on that and said, oh, this part's part of this, and so that means the other part's part of the bike harness, and then unclipped just in a snap, literally. It's one of those things where if you're having a hard time with something, if something's just not going or not unlatching or whatever else, it's most likely you're just doing it wrong. You know, it's not that it's stuck or broke, it's just you're probably doing it wrong, or you need to change your technique, do something a little different. Oh, I'm so glad this bike is working. I mean, I don't even have any idea like what this would have cost if I'd taken it into the shop. You know, obviously the cost of the parts, the stator, which depending upon your bike could be $150 or it could be up to $300, $400. God, I think I've seen some for like BMWs, just Googling like $1,000 for a stator. Ugh, no. I wonder what the labor cost would have been on this. Probably a 2-hour minimum at $150 an hour rate. I don't know. Drop in the comments. What do you think or do you know? Do you work in a dealership or service? What would be the labor rate on changing a stator? Because whatever it is, that's how much money I saved doing it myself. All right, here we got the green in 3, 2, 1. Well, we seem to be doing well on the highway test here. Oh, brake lights. Here's the traffic, of course. I was literally just thinking like, man, traffic seems a little bit lighter and just flowing. No, you know, if it's lighter in one spot, it's heavier in another. That's the Atlanta Metro way. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, and we ride on them things like every day. Well, we ride on these two-wheel things every day, as long as the stator's not going away. Because when you get a new one, you have to pay. And when you finally get it put in, you say, hooray. This is why I'm not a rapper. Okay, BMW, come on. I don't know if you saw it. They changed lanes into my almost blind spot. Man, these morning commutes right now, awesome. Until you see all these cars. Blah. I mean, weather, it was awesome. Cars, not so much. Yeah, why can't half the vehicles just be bikes? So we could just all get to where we're going. I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Yanto SP. Recently got the affiliation thing with chin mounts. So if you're looking to motovlog or mount any type of action camera to your helmet right on the chin, which seems to be the best point of view, at least for a forward facing camera like a GoPro, check out chin mounts. Use the code Yanto. You're going to get 10% off your entire order. How about that? So, Yanto, there you go. I just gave you a commercial on the, 8 people that watch this video. Oh. Oh, the stop and go. Good grief. This is when I would be really interested in Honda's DCT technology, the dual clutch transmission, where basically the bike can shift for you, or you can use paddle shifters. But if you're not shifting, it's not a real bike. Shut up. Just don't be that person. If you like shifting bikes, get a bike that shifts manually. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get into the office here. I've yammered on long enough. See if I can meet back with y'all this afternoon for the commute home. Oh boy, lots of traffic. An afternoon commute home. Well, here we are. Atlanta commute. Green light, and I'm stopped. So taking the bike into work today after the stator change. It hasn't blown up yet or fallen apart or lights coming on and this and that. So far so good. Oh, that's funny. I was like literally just thinking, you know, I was stopped on a pretty good hill and, you know, holding the clutch and the brake and the gas and, you know, not stalling out and thinking, you know, that's something that you learn over time, you know, that, you know, you can do that. You're not a noob anymore. Come out of that turn and I shift into neutral. Oh. You know, now that I got the stator fixed on this thing, I think we need to do a SmortCon redo, right? We're gonna do that? And Bo camping in the backyard. Guys, let's go build a fort. He didn't know he was talking to the ghost. You know, after running the bike for, you know, a couple days now after the stator change, I think what I'm going to do is, when I get home, I'm going to slap the battery tender on and, you know, see what it looks like. If I get it on there and it starts flashing green, that'll be great. That means the battery's still above 80% and it's not been dropping with, you know, starting up a few times, driving to work and back and all that jazz. Because if it wasn't running properly, or if there was something wrong with the battery, it would definitely be needing some charge time. You know, and it's never going to be just 100% once you get done, but yeah, if I can get that flashing green light, I'll be thrilled to death. Because part of the concern was after the stator issue, and you know, the fact that my battery, you know, well, was essentially dead twice. You know, Saturday when it wouldn't crank up, and then when I got home from Nashville, you know, driving home from SmartCon, when I had limited stops, you know, I only turned my bike off one time to gas up. You know, I got home and tried to crank it back up and it wouldn't do it. So, you know, essentially my battery went from full charge to 0, which is not always as great for it. You know, I was concerned about the battery health, but it seems to be doing okay. It is a new battery that I picked up this summer in order to have it for SmartCon. So, another tunnel! No, it's not really a tunnel. I mean, what qualifies as a tunnel? That's a bridge over you. No, it's not. Okay. So anyway, that's probably enough for this video. What do you guys want to see? Like, I'm not going to be a full-time moto vlogger or anything, but, you know, I want to crank out the occasional vid just for, you know, whatever. Ooh, what if we did like an Ask Ghost? You know, remember those things like Dear Abby? You had a problem, write in your anonymous letter or whatever. Give me some in the comments. You got a question? It could be bike related or not. But if you just really need the sound advice of a producer of a motorcycle podcast, hey, let me know. I'll give you my 2 cents on it. I got some good knowledge. I don't know. Click on one of these things on the screen. That'd be good. Go ahead and do it. Click on it. Subscribe. You know you want to. 'Cause Ghost is awesome.